What's going on, everybody? I'm Mad Matt with Mad Matt's Mask, and I'm back with another collection room tour. It's been a long time, and I'm sorry for the delay. I'm sure a lot of you know collecting. The room is never it's never going to be how you want it, no matter what you do. So I finally just had to say, hell with it. Let's make a video no matter what. I try my best to display my collectibles appropriately, but I feel like I'm an amateur to some of the collectors out there. Their setups are absolutely beautiful. But guys, another year is in the books. 2024 I think it was a great year for horror. It was a great year for the shop. We're doing a lot of cool things over at Mad Matt's Mask. And for those of you who do not know me and what I do, I have a shop at Trader's World in Monroe, Ohio, called Mad Matt's Mask, and we sell horror collectibles of all sorts. Whether you're just beginning and you want to get a basic Myers NECA figure, or a Trick or Treat Studios mask, we have that. If you want to take your collecting to a whole nother level, get something signed by Robert Englund from Nightmare on Elm Street, or some props from Creepy Customs, screen accurate props, life-size bust. We have a little bit of everything, and I feel like we're just getting started. But if that is your thing, please come check us out. I absolutely love the horror community, and I can't get enough of it. And if there's something that you are specifically looking for that you don't see that I have, reach out to me personally. I love to find different things to help boost your collection. So, yeah, here we are. I also want to say that I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. I did. I had a really good time. I worked a lot, but the little bit of time I got with my family was amazing. And I hope that you all were able to share the holidays as well with your loved ones. And I just want to say, belated, but, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I'm super excited for 2025, guys. With all that said, I'll stop rambling and I'll show you guys the collection. So let's do it. So this is the entrance, and I've got my nice little plaque up here that I absolutely love. A friend of mine put that together for me. It's got Reagan, and I'm a huge Reagan fan. The original Exorcist, so classic. And what that did for horror is you can't even put into words, but huge Exorcist fan. Love that sign. So that's it. And then come on, guys, we'll take a little look around. You come in to your right, and a lot of things are kind of mixed together. I try my best to keep things together, but it's not easy, especially when you start getting limited on room. But I've got a Nun 2 poster. That's a double-sided from the movie. Big fan of the Nun. Big fan of the Conjuring universe. And speaking of the Conjuring universe, I believe in 2025 we're going to be getting the 4th installment of the Conjuring. And I'm super excited about that. Got a Predator canvas here, and what can I say? I'm a huge Predator fan, and it's probably not the best spot for it, but what do? You gotta find room somehow. So, got a Predator canvas there. Moving on over here, and forgive me, and no, okay, it is Brett Gray. The artist here is Brett Gray, and I ran into this gentleman at Scarefest in Lexington, Kentucky. Super, super nice guy, and I absolutely love his art. It's dark. It's amazing. But these 3 are done by him, and I've got some others down here that are also by him. I won't go through them all, but I just love his work. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that one, but everything, like the detail is just incredible. That looks like something of Alien Geiger, but he's got like that A lot of it, like, you know, feel kind of Nosferatu-ish, and this one here is awfully creepy. But yeah, that is Brett Gray, guys, and check out his stuff. He's awesome and very, very nice and kind gentleman to work with. And here is one of the few series that I've collected and finished. And this is the McFarlane Six Faces of Madness. I wish so much he would do another series of these. But yeah, from the top, you've got Vlad the Impaler. You have got Rasputin. You have got Jack the Ripper. Elizabeth Bathory. I mean, come on, guys. Where do you see like Elizabeth Bathory figures? It's so awesome. And then you've got Billy the Kid. And these are McFarlane. You can tell by the detail. Everything McFarlane just pops with detail. I love McFarlane. And then down below, we've got a Chucky out of nowhere because, like I said, you know, sometimes you just got to find spots. So that's a series I'm very proud of. I'm glad I finished it. And this is a life-size pinhead done by Jay Bart. This is 3D printed, and you know, he's painted it himself, and I believe he did an incredible job. I love a pinhead where you've got that little bit of blue shading in the eyes, but I don't like it. Sometimes I feel like it can be overdone and almost looks like he's wearing goggles. You know, I just want it to be a hint of blue. And I think he nailed it with this one. I think he really did. This is also Jay Bart, and this is his Frank. He does, I want to say he's got 4 or 5 different sizes he can do, but he does anywhere. He does Pinhead, he does Chatterer, Frank, the female, I believe, but another super great guy to work with. So check him out if you're interested. And Pinhead is one of the hardest bust, obviously, to ship with all the pins and everything. He took such great care of it. I mean, it was boxed in, nailed, full of foam and everything, but he cared. So that was cool. Now in here, I've got some dioramas, and they are from, give me 1 second, I've got the name of this artist, and it's Diorama KLA, you guys. And I do have a little bit of a cheat sheet, I'm not gonna lie, but after a while, I want to give these artists their spot, and you know, I just want to give them credit because I really have worked with some amazing people, and I keep going back to them, and I don't want to ever show a piece where they've really treated me well and just, you know, not say who it's by or anything like that. So that's who did this diorama. And then the nun is a sideshow. That is the sideshow nun. Down below is a Hot Toys Berserker Predator, and that is another one of Diorama KLA's dios. Then down below these are just some NECA Predators. I can't get enough Predators, guys. I don't even know how many I have. I've got some stored away in boxes, but I love Predators. And here I go contradicting what I just said. This diorama back here, I can't remember for the life of me who did that one, but that one was just a one and done. I know I don't have a whole lot from that artist, but it's kind of like their weapon setup and whatnot, but very cool, and it fits perfectly in the detail. And then down below is another KLA diorama, and I mean, I'm telling you, they'll treat you well. They've got a very nice price point, and they've got great detail. And then the figures in there are just, you know, some of your basic NECAs. So, yeah, they do a great job. What I'll do, Tristan, is I'll finish off this section, and then we'll go back around. Because I think if I don't, I'm going to forget this. Now, this piece here, I absolutely love. Guys, I'm a huge Pumpkinhead fan, and I would love to get a Pumpkinhead remake. Keep as much of it practical as you possibly can. I'm sure there's you know, got to be a little bit of CGI, but I would love a good Pumpkinhead remake. This figure is by Soda Toys. They are no longer in business, But I mean, it is just an impressive figure. And he's kind of pricey, but for me, luckily, I am an out of the box collector. So I was able to get him from a gentleman on eBay out of the box for around like $200. But if you find him, you know, packaged and sealed, you can spend up to like $500-600 for him. But very cool figure. And I had it repainted by a friend of mine named Tim, and he did a fantastic job. Then moving on, this is one thing that does bother me, guys. It's not in place with my Batman stuff, and I'm gonna work on that. You'll see later on in the video, Batman's on the other side of the room, and I've got the tumbler here with my Mortal Kombat stuff. So I do see that, and I want to fix that. But it's a big piece, and I think it's gonna be a lot of moving furniture and whatnot. But this is the Hot Toys tumbler from The Dark Knight. And it is amazing, guys. It all opens up, you know. And then I've got some figures around it, and they are from, I'm trying to remember who does those figures. I can't remember exactly, but they're almost like a 1/10 scale. They're amazing figures, but they're hard to scale right. And if I think of that name, I'll let you guys know. But that's the tumbler. And then this is from Graven Image. And this is a piece here, and this speaks for Graven Image, like in general. Their stuff for the price point, I literally it really can't be beat. I mean, this bust is absolutely beautiful, and I want to say I picked this guy up for, I want to say like $300, maybe $325. Not very expensive, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's life size. You know, it captures the look of Pennywise beautifully, detailed to hell and back. Yeah, for around $300, you really can't beat it. Speaking of price point, this is a mask company called the Horror Dome, and a lot of you may know who they are. For those of you who don't, again, I think they're one of the best mask companies for the price point. Like you might drop about $80 to $90 on this. I want to say they're about a $15 more than say a Trick or Treat Studios, but the quality is very impressive. So that's from the Horror Dome. That's the one and only I have from them, but I like to change that around. They've got a few masks I've been looking at. Back here is a classic Boris Karloff statue. I believe that's around a 1/6 scale. That is done by Trick or Treat Studios, and they don't do a whole lot of statues, but when they do, they're very nice. They're very nice. We actually just picked up a Reagan statue by them that will be selling at the shop, which is very cool. Her hands are dirty. Her teeth are all nasty. It's awesome. They have very great detail, and it's also a very reasonable price point. Try to finish this section off here. This mask was a custom piece, and I don't know if I have the artist name for this one here. I have to try to get that for the next video, but it is so cool. Just very unique, very different. I had to have it, and I know I asked him to add a little bit of like the you know, kind of scuff marks and kind of, you know, put a little extra black in there and smear it and all that. He did that with no problem, but this thing turned out beautiful. This is bookends of Mortal Kombat. I don't remember the maker of those. I don't know if they're a McFarlane or what, but they're very cool. You got Scorpion, you got Sub-Zero over here being impaled basically. And then I'll grab some of these, Tristan, so you don't have to work too hard, buddy. This is another Trick or Treat Studios, guys, and this is House by the Cemetery. I'd say this is probably a 1/6 scale, but very heavy, very solid, and very good detail. And I want to say this was maybe around $200. So yeah, when they come out with a statue, I try to pick it up, you know. I got a budget, guys. I'm a collector on a budget. I like nice pieces, but you can't always drop $500, $600, $700 for a statue. And then up top is my Mortal Kombat shelf. And I love Mortal Kombat, guys. I absolutely love Mortal Kombat. I think I'm going to have to add a shelf eventually so I can get some more Mortal Kombat. It's getting kind of full. But the figures are a really good mixture. I've got Storm collectibles back there, like the Goro, Kentaro, if I'm saying that right, Katara. I've got McFarlane's. I've got some Mezcos in there. And up here, now, okay, so this statue, this big one here, is done by, I want to say this correctly, this guy has been absolutely amazing for me. It's Magara Works. Magara Works, and this is his Goro that, I was speechless when I got this, guys. His paint job is just spot on. I had him do Goro just a little bit like darker with his skin tones, a little bit of extra blood, and he nailed it. He knocked it out of the park. I absolutely love that statue. Working with this gentleman has been an absolute pleasure. And I'll have another statue that's on the way that hopefully I'll be able to put in the next video, and that's going to be a saber-tooth. 1/4 scale saber-tooth, so it should be a pretty good sized guy. That's on the way. I can't wait to get that and show that to you guys. The other Goro is that's Iron Studios. That's Iron Studios, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with them. They're smaller statues, but they're beautiful. They are beautiful. And then Tristan, come on over here, buddy. We'll kind of switch around and go over this way a little bit. These are, I got leaves falling. If you're a Halloween fan, you can't have too many leaves in your collection. So these are the NECA life-size Chucky and Tiffany. And I like Chucky, guys. I can't say I'm like a Chucky fanatic, but once I saw these figures, I actually purchased them to sell at the shop. And I just got to looking at them myself, and I'm like, okay, I have to have these. They're beautiful. If you want to get in there a little bit better, Tristan, show some of that. Look at the clothes, like the weathering. It's spot on Chucky, if you ask me. Spot on Chucky. I'm a big fan of the original. I love the original Bride of Chucky, but some of the others are so. So I'm a fan. I'm just not a Chucky fanatic. Now, this bust here is from Brian Leonard. Guys, I probably shouldn't have ever been introduced to this gentleman because I can't stop asking him to put together a bust for me. His work is just, yeah, check that out, Tristan. Check that out. So that is Michael Myers from the Dream Sequence in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Absolutely one of my favorite looks of Michael Myers. Not my favorite movie. Not my favorite movie. But it is absolutely one of my favorite looks. And I've just never seen a bust in person that captures that look quite like this one here does. But yeah, that is Brian Leonard. And he is with, I'll make sure I'm saying it correctly, he's with Boogeyman Studios. So he is with Boogeyman Studios. Guys, check him out. If you want a life-size bust that just pops and brings your collection together of your favorite character, check this guy out. He's amazing to work with, and his stuff speaks for itself. So, and then we've got a couple, masks. I won't go into too much detail on some of the things you guys have seen before. I do want to know, though, please leave in the comments if there's something that I'm running through, a little too fast, and you would like more information on. Please let me know, because Tristan and I are kind of making a pact, right, Tristan? We're going to start doing a little bit more videos than we do, and not space it out so much. And try to do some singled out things, you know, and go more in depth on some of the pieces. So if there's a piece you guys want to know more about, let us know for sure. Down here, this is just a Trick or Treat Studios mask. When I say just a Trick or Treat, I'm not trying to disrespect them. I love Trick or Treat Studios. For the price point and what they do, they have amazing masks. I'm just saying it's not a custom piece or anything like that. But this is their Banshee mask, which I do believe is discontinued now, and I just absolutely loved it. This mask here is kind of like a punk zombie, and let me get the gentleman's name who did this one. It's a little bit tricky, but this one is TN Tray Cubulator. TN Tray Cubulator is the man who did the Mohawk zombie. And I've got a couple masks from him, so you'll see those later on. This is the Tiffany, and this is also the NECA. I don't know if you got a shot of that yet or not, but yeah, I like the Tiffany just as much as the Chucky. And going on over here, this top shelf basically is all Michael Myers. It is all Michael Myers. This was a diorama that was gifted to me by my lovely girlfriend, and I thank you so much for that. The scene from Halloween 2 where he's busting through the hospital door, I absolutely love that. And there's a little bit of a mixture here too. I've got a lot of NECA figures, you know, the 1/12 scales, and then I've got some Trick or Treat Studios 1/6 scale. These are Trick or Treat Studios here. This is the Halloween H2O. This is the Resurrection, and this is actually a Sideshow collectible here, and that's the 1978, the OG. And then, speaking of this was gifted to me from none other than Tristan himself, and I do appreciate that, Tristan. This was given to me on my birthday, and this lights up. It's freaking awesome. It kind of captures that. I think it's like that knife where he's kind of at the stairs with the knife. That's kind of what it makes me think of, but beautiful. Thank you, Tristan. I love that piece. But I can't get enough Myers stuff, guys. I just can't. This mask here is one of my originals, one of my first custom pieces, and it's that one's done by Horror Show Artist. And I love the guy's work. I love his work, and this is his Halloween H2. It's got all the dirt and grime. It's, you know, it looks gnarly, nasty. And then the eye inserts were his as well. They were also from Horror Show Artists, and those are specifically for the Blood Tears version. So just if you're looking for a really good screen accurate mask, I would highly recommend Horror Show Artist. He knocks it out. And then further down, we've got some some more Trick or Treat Studios 1/6 scale. We've got some NECAs. These are some of the mini bust that Trick or Treat Studios does. They're very cool. You know, they're smaller, but they are very cool. This is their H2 that someone kind of, I forget who did that. Someone repainted that one. This one's just stock. Then coming down, we start Predators. Guys, I go from Michael straight into Predator. But I told you I'm like, basically what I collect, my four mains, mostly just about anything horror. Batman, Mortal Kombat, and Predator and Alien. Those are the four main genres I go to, but tons of Predator stuff. Most of these here are NECA figures. And I've got, I love the Aliens almost just as much. And then, yeah, go ahead and get a shot of some of those. But love the Predators, guys. I thought the last film, Prey, was pretty awesome. The last Alien, Romulus, was very good. So I'm hoping, guys, that maybe we can get another AVP with these movies doing well. I'd love to have another AVP. And then going down, you've got the first two top rows are really just more Predators, Aliens. You've got the Queen in there. I won't go into detail on it, each specific one. Then we've got some different little nooks here. This one here, these two, I'm sorry, here and here are basically randoms. These two here are randoms. You know, in there you've got Assassin's Creed figures, you've got Sabretooth, you've got My Bloody Valentine, God of War, Kratos, The Witcher's back in there. So I don't have enough of each of these pieces to give them their like own section. So you almost got to kind of have like a miscellaneous, so to speak. And so is this one. You've got Ozzy Osbourne in there with Kratos, The Witcher. You've got Hatchet, Victor Crowley in there, some more Assassin's Creed. But I'm glad I was able to kind of get them. I just started feeling like I had figures scattered all over the place, and it was very random. So I'm like, I'm just going to make a random, you know, little nook. Now going down below even further, we've got my Godzilla Kong section, and I'm getting very, very excited of how my Godzilla and Kong stuff starting to grow. Some of these are done by Haya Toys, and then some are, I want to say, maybe, I'm not 100% sure. I think most of them are Haya, and I'll have to get some of the names on the others because I'm kind of just started getting into the Godzilla, but I'm not 100% sure on the makers. I know I've got a Kong back there. That's a McFarlane. He's kind of back in there. And I still, guys, to this day think it's one of the best Kongs. You know, it's the one that came in, it was a Movie Maniac. It came in that box set where he was on the stage with the, you know, he was all chained up and stuff. But I still think it's one of the best Kongs that's out there. And then going over to the other side, we've got a little Spawn section there. We've got about 4 or 5 Spawns back in there. And then down below that is Puppet Master. And I've currently got Leech Girl, 6-shooter. I just recently picked up their carrying case, so I'm gonna be upgrading that very soon. I have those figures, I just haven't gotten around to getting them out yet. So we got some more Puppet Master coming. How's your knees doing down there, Tristan?
They're good.
All right. So a lot more Puppet Master coming. I've got a witch trick or treater falling over here. Moving further. Now, like I said, guys, I love the nun. So I have a lot of nun stuff. This is a nun bust, and the eyes light up. They beam yellow. And the nun bust is by Spook House Props. So that is Spook House Props, I'm sorry. And with them, I asked them to do, I love the like dark lines that come, you know, going up her forehead and stuff like that. I just really love that look. So I did reach out to them and ask if they could, you know, do a little extra on that, and they did, no problem. And it turned out beautifully. This is another mask by the same gentleman who did. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, did you get the Necronomicon down there?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
About that. Yeah,
I was just showing off the signs.
So I got you. Yeah, big Insidious fan. This is Trick or Treat Studios Necronomicon. They're very cool. It's got all the pages. It looks, I mean, it does the job, man. They look straight out of the film. Like I said, it's got all the pages. And you can pick one of these up for, I want to say about $100. But you know, does the trick. I can't say I'm a huge Evil Dead fan, but I do respect the franchise. And actually the newest one, the Evil Dead Rise, I thought was very good. I also enjoyed the series, Ash vs. Evil Dead. So, yeah, maybe I'm a fan. Going over here, this is signed by Danielle Harris. This is the clown costume she wore at the end of Halloween 4. And I was able to meet her actually at my very first Horror Hound, right there in Sharonville. And she signed it right there. Matt, Trick or Treat, Danielle Harris, Jamie. So I love that piece. I was always a Halloween fan. And I feel like I grew up on 4 and 5. Those were really played a lot around the time where I was growing up and starting to get introduced to Michael Myers. So I watched a lot of 4 and 5. You know, like a lot of us, I had a little crush on, Danielle Harris. And so it was, so many years later, it was great to get to meet her. This mask here is the same gentleman who did the Mohawk Zombie. This is his Michael version that he did himself, and he calls it the Myers Back from Hell. And I love this piece, guys. I absolutely love this piece. It's a very thick pull, and in thick pull, you know, just meaning, you know, that the latex is very thick. But it is just such a unique style, and I absolutely love it. You can get this mask with or without hair, and it's actually, I think it's a little pricier if you go without the hair, and there's a little bit more details of like parts where he's like missing his skin and things like that. But I liked it with the hair. But that is TN Trey Cobulator is who did that one. And this a friend of mine did this one. I believe he got a pumpkin from, I want to say Hobby Lobby, and like hollowed it out, put some good permablood on there, made it an H1 pumpkin. But this was gifted to me by a friend, Luke. Luke, thank you, buddy. I love your pumpkins, man. I'm a big magnet collector. I'm a sucker for a really nice magnet. I can't say who, you know, made all those, but you know, check them out. This is the Ash, the Evil Ash version. But yeah, I'm a sucker for a nice magnet. Check this Joker out. Like, just incredible. Not cheap for magnets, so I don't get them too often, but every now and again I will. Over here I've got some smaller Predators. I just wasn't really sure what to do with them. I saw this piece of home decor at Trader's World, picked it up, and they fit perfect. But I want to fill all these spots, so I got to get a few more. I definitely got to get a few more. This is from Horror FX. They also have a shop down the way from me at Trader's World. They do a lot of 3D printing. They do a lot of effects things. They do, you know, you can do, you can get scars for your cosplay. You can get actual cosplay outfits and suits from them. But they do a lot of cool stuff. Very, very, very nice people. But check that out. And that's Horror FX. Wonderful people. You'll see some more of their stuff as I go through the collection. So, moving on. We've got my life-size nun. My life-size nun. And I just put this together. Now, I could not find this mask. I purchased it on Etsy, and I went to search to get the artist's name, and I couldn't find it. I don't know if they're no longer selling it or what, but I wanted to get the name for you guys, and I could not. But there are a lot of good masks out there. This one really worked for me, and I just went on eBay. I think I got a female mannequin for about $100. Put her together. I absolutely love it. I don't know if we missed this picture over here, but this is alien. This is a exorcist, and I absolutely love that print. Over across from the nun, Tristan, is I want to say something and see what you guys think. But for now, this used to be a quilt rack, and for now I've got just some of my 1/4 scale NECAs in there, just kind of random. You know, I've got the Predator, Batman, Shredder. But one thing I'm thinking about doing, guys, is taking these figures out of here, putting Annabelle in here, you know, get the warning, do not open sign and all that. And then here in a second, we'll go in this closet that I'm really thinking about making into a whole Conjuring thing where I would place this. But that's an idea that I'm bouncing around, and please let me know what you think about that, because I think I need some Conjuring stuff going on. So when we check out the closet, I'll show you guys what I mean. But I'm definitely thinking I can do something else with those figures, and I think Annabelle standing up in there would look beautiful. It's not thick enough to fit like the whole chair and all that, but standing up in there, I think she'd look fantastic. And this is like old. Pretty sure this thing's been around for a long time. So speaking of that, let's go check this closet out real quick. I'll give you guys an idea what I'm thinking about doing here. So here's the closet, and for now, it's basically just a little bit of storage and a lot of my cosplay, really. These here are screen accurate. 1978 coveralls. I'm sorry, I'm saying like crazy. I just do that. Sorry about that, guys. These are from Creepy Customs. And I want to say Creepy Customs has been a pleasure to work with. His name is Connor. Connor's over there. He runs Creepy Customs. Connor has been absolutely fantastic, and I can't say enough good things about him. His stuff is incredible. If you're looking for something screen accurate right out of the film, Creepy Customs is the way to go. And they do 78s. They do a lot of prop weapons, whether it's a Halloween knife, Scream knife, but he's doing all kinds of stuff over there. He does the this one isn't his, but he does this is an '03 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake. This is the outfit from that. This one is from Horror FX. This one's from Horror FX, which is also amazing. Those would be my two go-tos. I want to say it's Horror FX. Don't quote me on that, but it's Horror FX and Creepy Customs is who I would go with hands down if you're looking to get yourself looking like you came right out of the movie. This is the part 3 Friday the 13th Jason outfit. It's got the pants, the green shirt, the undershirt all dirtied and weathered. I love the look of him. But yeah, this is the closet, guys. I'm thinking about doing a whole Conjuring thing, like up here, Tristan. If you can see up there, I'd love to get a life-size freaking Bathsheba and have her up there. I think that would look incredible. I think it'd scare the hell out of a lot of people, but thought about starting it with putting Bathsheba up there. I could put the Annabelle in here, maybe the nun in a corner or something, maybe do some of the Bible verses from like the Annabelle creations. But let me know what you guys think. It's something I've been bouncing around, and it might open up some room in the other part of the basement. So, yeah, let me know. I'm thinking about doing that. Make that the Conjuring little walk in there. And let's hit. I think we skipped this last time, if I'm not mistaken, Tristan. But this setup here is some of my dioramas. I've got basically just a little ice slab where I was able to put all my. I'm not even a big Star Wars fan, guys. I'm not. But if a figure looks cool, I'll buy it. And I love the look of, say Vader, the Stormtroopers, Darth Maul. I just do. But I can't claim to be, a big Star Wars fan. But I like the figures. So what can I say? I bought some. I've got them displayed here. And they are, this one here is a Sideshow, Darth Maul. This is the same guy. I've got to get his name for you guys. Play Kai Arts. That's what it is. Play Kai Arts did the Darth Maul, the Stormtrooper, and he's the gentleman over there. The figures that are by the Batman Tumbler, the Bane, those are all Play Kai Arts. So his stuff's amazing. It's really amazing, but it can be hard to, because it's like an odd scale. It's around a 1/10 scale, I would say. And this is another diorama from my people at KLA Dioramas. This is the part 3 Jason, and that is a Sideshow. I told you, I really don't have an issue with any of Jason's looks, but I really favor part 3, and I'm a big fan of part 7, the look he has in part 7 as well. So I'd say 3 and 7 are my two favorites. Another diorama from KLA on the other side, and what's cool about this here, the Hellraiser diorama. I was sitting down just watching Hellraiser 3. That church scene came, and as soon as it was over, I was like, man, that would make a badass diorama. And I contacted them immediately, shot the idea out to them, and bam, they did it. This was all from just a phone call saying that I'd be interested. Would you be up for making a Hellraiser 3 church diorama? And they had no problem, and they knocked it out of the park. And there's lights in the back, and basically it shines up and really puts like a spotlight on Pinhead. But just amazing, and that's how cool they are. And they've done that with multiple things. The Predator one that we saw earlier, that was something I just contacted them, and I said basically what figure I had, size of it. Could you get me a diorama to fit in a DTOF, you know, so I can display my Predator, and bam, you know, they've got the waterfall in the back, the rocks. They're amazing to work with. This one here I picked up at Scarefest over in Lexington, Kentucky. That's Reagan doing the spider walk, the classic spider walk, but I do not have the artist name for that one, so I do apologize, but beautiful, beautiful piece. And then we've got a Reagan in the bed, one of my favorite scenes where she's laughing after what she did to the priest, and it's just sinister and all kinds of twisted, but I absolutely love it. And these are some of my Cenobites. These two in the back are NECAs. They're 1/4 scale. This one here is the Sideshow Pinhead, and Sideshow, I absolutely love their statues. You know, for me, they are a little bit on the expensive side, so I don't have a whole lot of them, but when it comes to like a Pinhead or a Myers, I just have to have it. So, and this one here is a Mezco. This one's a Mezco, and it's very nice too. It's around a 1/6 scale, but that is by Mezco. And over here, Tristan, we have got. Always got to have a good refrigerator in your man cave with some nice horror magnets. You know, check this Myers out. It's awesome. But yeah, I love it. I love a good magnet. On top here, though, this is the McFarlane Jaws diorama. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that. Very, very nice piece. And I got that signed by Richard Dreyfuss at Scarefest. I was so glad to get him on there. I'm a big fan of Jaws, guys. Big fan of Jaws. There's not a lot of collectibles for Jaws, you know, and I kind of get that. But so I'm very glad I have that piece in there. And above that, we've got another Predator shelf. I'm telling you, there's a lot of Predators in this collection, guys, and I've got a full box of them in the back that I just did not know what to do with. Those of you who saw my last video where I had the diorama and the unfinished side with the on the rock and all that displayed. I took that down just because we needed some room in there. I did take that down, so I've got a lot of those boxed up, and I'm gonna venture back into that and try to do it a little bit better. But that has been taken down. I've got those figures in the box. This one here, this is I'm a Transformers fan. I am a Transformers fan. This one here is from 3-0. This is from 3-0. That's their Optimus Prime. You know, I'm not a Transformers, you know, fanatic, but I would like to get possibly a Bumblebee, a 3-0 Bumblebee, and a Megatron, and I think I'd be happy. This piece next to Optimus Prime is absolutely gorgeous, guys. This is Caleb from Caleb Creates, and he is an amazing gentleman to work with, and he is a brilliant artist. That is made out of clay. That is hand sculpted out of clay. It's freaking ridiculous. It captures Frankenstein, and this is, I talked to him personally, and this is kind of like his version of if he just woke up, got off the operating table, is a little bit, you know, kind of out of sorts, you know, and I love it. I love it. That's exactly what that looks like to me. Like he just got off, he's about to stumble into a wall, but he's trying to, you know, figure out what the hell's going on. But his detail, like the bottles and the glass and the paperwork of possibly, you know, the construction of him and all that. It's just incredible that is made out of clay. But that is Caleb Creates. Check him out, guys. Wonderful, wonderful person. He's a good friend of mine, and his stuff is freaking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now up top are some of my Myers mask, and you can't get enough Myers mask. But I try to be picky. You know, like I said earlier in the video, you only have so much room, so after a while you got to start picking and choosing what you collect a little bit better. And then sometimes what I'll do is if there is a piece that doesn't really speak to me like it used to, and I feel like I could do without, what I'll do is I'll sell that. You know, there's no sense. You should. I feel like, I mean, I'm nobody to really give advice, but I feel like after a while you can really get into a habit of just hey, I like this, buy that, buy that. But you will fill up fast, and I think down the road you got to be a little bit pickier. This is from Daunting Corpses. This is their 2018 mask, and it's beautiful, and it has eye inserts. I want to say from Horror Show as well, but it's got the dead eye. I'll get this one down. Look at that. It's got the dead eye. Just beautiful. And Daunting Corpses, they are very, very, very nice to work with as well. This one here is just a grungy H1. I just loved it. Nothing super, it wasn't super expensive. I do not remember I might have even picked it up off eBay, guys. I don't really remember on that one, but I still love it to this day. It just captures the look. This one here is James Carter. And I just picked this up for Christmas from my mother. Thank you, Mother. I love you, and I love the mask. And this one here is an H2O, and that one was also a recent present, and that is from Father Phantom Studios. The gentleman's name is Ben, and that is Father Phantom Studios, and it's a beautiful mask as well. Absolutely beautiful. And the part 6 was actually a gift last Christmas, and let me see if I remember who did the part 6. 6 is a guy named Ryan at SLFX. So that is Ryan who did the part 6. And this one here is a kind of a Joker Myers mashup. I absolutely love it. And that's another Daunting Corpse. And I apologize, this video is awful long, guys. I'll try to speed up a little bit to get through everything. Unless you think we should do 2 parts. What do you think, Tristan? Just keep on going?
I think 1 part's good for now.
Okay. All right. These here, this is my nun bust signed by Valak. Bonnie Aarons is who played Valak. I got to run into her at Horror Hound. She's amazing, and I'm glad I got that one signed. This is the Officer Francis severed head, and that's from Trick or Treat Studios. But look at the detail. I think they did a hell of a job on this one. And then down below is a 6. That's a H6. I'm actually a fan of Halloween 6. I know a lot of people don't like that film. I do, and I actually like how he looks in 6. That one's been rehauled, so it's been repainted. And I've got some American Werewolf of London figures down there. And then I want to show this guy off. So Trick or Treat Studios recently started doing 1/12 scale figures. And they're killing it. But this is the Jacob from Candy Corn. And this is their 1/12 scale of Jacob. But they're heavy, they are solid, they're detailed. Not a whole lot of articulation, but I don't really care that much about articulation, as long as it looks good. So yeah, that's their 1/12 scale line, and I think they're going to continue that. They have they did the Killer Clowns, they did Michael Myers, just a lot of different ones, but they're starting to do that. And I love that they are. Over here, some more Michael Myers. This is another one of the sideshow statues that I just had to pick up. This is the exclusive edition, which comes with the bloody knife. Absolutely love that piece. We've got the escape mask over here. Now, over here is a couple head sculpts I have, and these are 1/6 scale head sculpts by One's Customs. And in my opinion, for 1/6 scale custom figures, One's Customs is about the best in the business. I plan on putting these together soon. I just want to find the right body, the right coveralls. But I was able to get these on eBay at a reasonable price, and I had to pick them up. So I'll try to get those guys all put together and in the next video if I can. Then going down, this is the Dream Sequence again. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the look of the Dream Sequence from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And this one here is done by Jamie Grove, who I believe helped work on the film and helped to work on the mask in the film. So that is very cool. And he is doing his own mask, and you can find him on Etsy. And I believe they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're a thick pull, and they're amazing. And then we'll take old Alex Pereira out of here. I am a UFC fan, but I don't collect a lot of UFC stuff. But big UFC fan. But that's not what we're here for today. This is my part 5 that I absolutely love. It's screen accurate as hell, guys. It's got the added nose appliance, the lines from that. The hair is spot on. And I was able to get that signed by Don Shanks just this past year at Horror Hound. So, and then let me see if the part 5 was also done by Ryan. At SLFX, the same gentleman who did the part 6. So those are both done by Ryan, and he knocks it out of the park. I don't know. I've heard that he's got maybe some arthritis going on. I do believe. I don't know how much longer he's going to be in the business. So if you want to get a mask by him, I would jump on it sooner than later. This one here is one of my very first masks when I started collecting, and it's a horror show artist again, and I still absolutely love it to this day. I absolutely love it. It's got the blackest eyes, and those are also from Horror Show. Those are specifically for the 1978 mask, and they just make the mask pop. They make it pop. I know some people are like, man, I don't want to see Michael's eyes. I don't want to see Michael's eyes, which I get that. I do get that. But for me, it takes it from being a mask to like his freaking head. Like, I just love it. I absolutely love it. And then down below, this is the Halloween Kills flashback scene mask, and it's done by Red Devil Props, and I absolutely love it. I love it. I thought that flashback scene was incredible. I thought it looked absolutely beautiful. But yeah, and that mask is amazing. I think it looks spot on, the flashback. So, moving on. Now, before I get into this beautiful piece, I want to mention these amazing side pieces. These are both from Caleb Creates once again, and those Myers are made out of clay, sculpted by hand. I just love his work, man. Every time I see him, I've got to get a piece. You guys have got to check him out. Caleb Creates, and I would just reach out to him, like probably through Instagram, Facebook, and see if you can't get him working on something for you. And this has a light effect. This lights up, and it's got like a flickering effect, but it's awesome. I know it's kind of bright here. You can't really get the full effect, but you get the idea. It's awesome. Now this piece here is one of my tops. It's one of my tops. This is done by Danny Clark. He was amazing to work with, and this is his. He goes under the original 78. So you look up the original 78. Probably, I reached out to him through Etsy. I believe you can contact him on Instagram. But again, guys, it's Danny Clark, the original 78. And this, I mean, dude, the shading, it looks it's so realistic. It's unbelievable. The back, now I won't get it down because it's kind of hard to get to, but the entire back opens up so you can place your figures inside. They're literally like separate rooms in there, and there's lights all over the place. These pumpkins light up. There's a light inside the front door. Both upstairs rooms light up. I've got my Myers in the window over here, and this is the Myers from the Trick or Treat 1/12 scale that I was just showing you of the Jacob from Candy Corn. This is their Myers from 1978, and they killed it. They killed it. It's got the spruce green coveralls, and it looks just like Michael should from 1978. But I absolutely love this piece, guys. I absolutely love it. He did a beautiful job. Beautiful job. Down here, we don't have a whole lot of super impressive stuff. I will say I love my Buck 120 signed by none other than Nev Campbell. I'm very happy I have that. And that was at one of my one of the first conventions I ever went to. I saw her at Horror Hound in Sharonville. Then moving on, we've got some killer pieces over here. I'll start with this guy. This is Warg from CFX. I love the guys and women over at CFX. They're amazing people. Their products are freaking killer. Now, this medallion I just kind of put on him. This is a Trick or Treat Studios Dracula medallion, but I thought it was fitting, and I love it. Same thing with the cowboy hat, guys. He did not come with this hat. I just had nowhere to put it. I put it on him. My girlfriend fell in love with it, and she gets mad if I take it off. So, but this is Ward. I absolutely love him. That is my one and only silicone mask. I plan on getting another from them. I would like to reach out to them, and I know what it is. I want them to do a Marcus from Underworld. And I've spoke with them at the last horror convention. They have no problem doing it. It's just me getting around to it and ready to spend the money. You know, they're not cheap, but they are well worth it. So that's Ward from CFX. I absolutely love him. Going up here is this is my first bust. This is my first life-size bust. And this is by Classic Casting Studios. And it is still I think one of the best Reagans out there. And especially for the price point. I want to say I picked her up for around, maybe $400, something like that. High threes, $400. It wasn't anything crazy. But I've looked at a lot of Reagan busts since, and I still think I would choose this one. I just love it. I love the color. I love when she has that dark, almost like, now I'm partially colorblind, so I'm going to say something stupid, but almost like a bluish green. I just love when she has that look, and to me, this captured it beautifully. This one here is almost like this is basically like a black, I look at it as a black and white version of the Part 3 Jason. And I absolutely love it. I put this together with my Part 3 cosplay, the outfit, and it looked fantastic. And I brought that to, I wore that one of the days at Horror Hound, but this mask comes off. And this is his, he knows it's not spot on like, Jason from the film. This was his own version that he wanted to do, and I dig it. I think it came out awesome. And this is from, sorry, Tristan will reach behind you. And this one is also from T and Trey Covulator is who did this one. So that is another piece of his. He's been great to work with. And most of his stuff is very good. It's very good quality, and it's not super expensive. So, I get something. Someone treats me right. You get their product. It's a good product. You don't feel like you overpaid. Like, I'm coming back to them. Period. So, now this piece here is absolutely one of my favorite pieces in my collection. Now, this is the Sideshow, pretty much I believe it's a 1/3 scale Predator Jungle Hunter. And this is the exclusive version, which gives you the bloody spine and skull. Good buddy of mine, good friend of mine, Jimmy Brown. Jimmy, if you're watching this, buddy, I love you, man. And I was able to make a few payments through him to get this piece. And if it wasn't for Jimmy and his amazing, payment plan he offered me, this would not be in my collection. So thank you, Jimmy, again. And check out Jimmy, guys, a good friend of mine. He is opening up a shop in Lexington, Kentucky. I believe it's going to be called Jimmy's Toy Shop. But very, very knowledgeable man in collectibles, and he'll treat you right. So check that out. And again, Jimmy, thank you, buddy. Thank you. So love that piece. This was a custom print that was picked up at Horror Hound. And then moving on, guys, moving on. I don't remember the artist for this, but this is a 3D printed, kind of like half scale bust, but loved it. I saw the picture. You can't always tell from pictures. You'll see something that looks good, and then you kind of are like, am I going to receive this? And it looks like absolute shit. So you're always a little bit nervous. this thing looked better in person than even the picture. I mean, I love it. I love it. I'm going to try to find this gentleman again and get some more pieces by him, but it captures Eric Draven. Rest in peace, Bruce Lee. Rest in peace, Brandon Lee. Goodness, guys. Huge fan of the original Crow. I'm actually might even be watching the remake this evening. I've not seen it yet, so I'll let you guys know what I think about that. But I haven't heard very good things. So some things I think need just to be left alone. Moving on, another diorama from our wonderful people at is that DLK? Yeah.
Dioramas KLA.
Dioramas KLA. I need some sleep, guys. Diorama KLA. Yeah, that is their Nightmare on Elm Street. That's Freddy's boiler room there. And it's got a light that lights up the boiler room. It's gorgeous, man. I love dioramas. They bring your figures to life. They absolutely bring them to life. This is a Trick or Treat Studios Papa Ghost, Papa Emeritus from the band Ghost. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is Papa 2? Papa 3. Tristan, you're not a Ghost fan, are you?
No, not personally.
Didn't think so, because I was looking at you to correct me. But yeah, my girlfriend's a big Ghost fan. She kind of got me into him a little bit. But I'm not 100% sure. But that is I know that's Papa Emeritus from the band Ghost. And this is this company here that is Skags, and you can find them at most of your horror conventions. I know they're always at Scarefest in Lexington, but he does these all himself: the body, the clothes, the sculpt, everything. And they're beautiful. And this is the London After Midnight version, but he does a lot of different characters. You can get the Miner from My Bloody Valentine from him. He's done Jason, Scream, just a lot of characters, but they're just different. They're very unique, and I just had to have that one. Had to have it. This is more from the Horror FX that are down the hall from me at Trader's World. This is a 3D printed pumpkin they did and put a beautiful paint job on it. I absolutely love that piece. I love that piece. And this is also theirs as well from Creep Show. But just check that out. And she paints these herself, and she obviously knows what she's doing. I love it. I love it. This is a statue of Pennywise. That's by Tweeterhead. And that's one I've wanted to get my hands on for the longest time, and I was able to find a gentleman who so I bought it secondhand and got it at a very good price, but I'd love to add that. This one is not mine. This is my wonderful girlfriend. She is into anime, and I was with her when she got that, and she doesn't have a whole lot of room, so I've been trying to display some of her stuff because it's not fair to just it all be about me. So I don't know much about that. I know that's hers. This here is another one, guys, from Graven Image. Another one. Now the hat, disregard that hat. I had an amazing hat on him, and I sold it to a really good friend of mine who needed a solid Freddy hat. So this was just like I want to say this is like a Spirit Halloween hat I just threw on it for time being. But I'm looking to get a really good hat. And this is my glove signed by Robert Englund. Very, very happy I have that in my collection. And he's a hard gentleman to get to. You got to be VIP, and he's not cheap. He's not cheap. So I'm glad I have that. But that'll probably be a one and done. Going down here, this is basically half Jason, half Freddy shelf. It's mostly NECAs. You'll see a couple McFarlanes. Well, it looks like it's all over because you've got some Mezco. You've got some Sideshow. But this is the NECA Furnace. This is the Sideshow Freddy. Mezco Jason. But yeah, this is like a half Freddy, half Jason shelf. And then down below that is my Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And you can tell by the shelf that I very much favor the 2003 remake. It's I love the original guys, but if I'm being honest, something about the '03 remake. It's my jam when it comes to Texas Chainsaw. But I get a kick out of most of them. But I thought Andrew Bernarski knocked the role out of the park. I think he looked amazing. It's one of my favorite looks, hands down. So yeah, you see a lot of this is a custom mask. This one here is by A Swift Creations. He does a beautiful, beautiful '03. This is another graven image piece, and I mean, just everything they do is absolutely killer, absolutely killer. This is an older McFarlane 1/6 scale, which still holds up today. McFarlane stuff is just like it still holds up today. And here's another sideshow. This is the part 3 Jason from Friday the 13th. And yeah, it's a killer piece. The detail, the blood on he's weathered, he's dirty, he's grimy. Everything you want in a good Jason, right? The base is thick, and it's got you have to kind of really get in there, but it's got like certain death scenes like carved in like within the wood and stuff. It's pretty cool. Going up top here, this is a new addition. This is a fairly new addition to the collection, and it's an older NECA piece that I was able to pick up secondhand, and had a friend of mine kind of spruce up the paint job, add a little highlights to it and things like that. But it's amazing. It's an old NECA piece. They also did a Predator that's a wall hanger that I'd like to get down the road, but they're pretty rare, so they're hard to come by. A gentleman had this and was in need of some money, reached out to me and was willing to come off of it at a reasonable price, so I picked it up. And then this here, guys, like I said earlier, I'm a huge pumpkin fan. I had to have this life-size bust, and I'm so glad I picked it up. The detail is freaking amazing. And that bust is done by Bump in the Night. I picked that up on Etsy. That is Bump in the Night. And it's currently the only piece I have from them. But everything that I see, on their shop, it looks incredible. You will pay for it, but I mean, I can't, I'm so pleased that I got this. And once I got it in hand, I didn't care what I paid for it. So we got some more like little nooks here where I've got selective. These first two here are turtles, and I am a Turtles fan, definitely a Shredder fan. It's kind of with everything. I usually kind of lean towards the villains, but I loved that 1990s movie as a kid, and they just NECA impressed the hell out of me when they came out with these figures. I think it's one of the best that they've done. These figures look straight out of the film. Like, look at this Raphael, like when he's when he's, trying to be in disguise and he's walking, like they're just spot on. They're spot on. So I kind of started collecting them, and, now I can't stop. Now I want everyone that comes out. So I've got 2 shelves for the Turtles. I've got my Crow shelf. I love the Crow. I love the Crow. It is an absolute shame that we lost Brandon Lee so soon as we did. It's terrible, but man, he lives through in the Crow, man, for sure. And this is Pennywise, my It section here, where I've got mostly Skarsgård, and really that's just because there's more Skarsgård stuff right now. I love both versions of Pennywise. I absolutely do. I think Tim Curry, I feel like he knocked it out of the park, and I feel like Bill Skarsgård did as well, and he brought his own, thing to it. I love them both, man. I love them both. But I love that film. Absolutely love both films. Then we've got my Scream section. I love the original Scream, guys. I love the original Scream. Can't deny what it did for horror in the 90s. I can't say I'm a huge fan of the entire franchise, but I dig it. And that first one was absolute classic. So then I've got my Conjuring section in the middle there, which I'd like to add to, but there's few things out there really for. I'd like to see a Bathsheba figure be made. I think that would be awesome. And then down below, in the middle there, we've got my Street Fighter. I just recently picked up Chun-Li and Guile, and we'll see if I can't, add to that. And then to the left is my Marvel, which I'm very selective on what I really like with Marvel. Mostly it's X-Men, I would say, and specifically Wolverine and Sabretooth. But I recently got into the Deadpools, and I do dig them. I do. So, but not an all around. I'm not a everything Marvel kind of guy, but definitely X-Men. Deadpool, things like that. And then some of the pieces here on the top. This is another Trick or Treat Studios from their 1/12 scale. That's their Pumpkinhead. This is a mask done by a horror show artist. He took a Trick or Treat Studios mask and repainted it and made it just absolutely beautiful. This is my 1/12 scale, 1/6 scale Art the Clown by Trick or Treat Studios. And in the back is another 1/6 scale, but that is the bloody version of Terrifier, which is a little bit harder to get, that my mother got for me for Christmas. So, Mother, love you. Love that I was able to add that to my collection. Very, very hard piece to come by. This is an older McFarlane. I believe 1/6 scale Alien. That is, I need to get his tail back on. He's missing his tail, Tristan. So I gotta, and it's, look how big this sucker is. Like, a little bit of glue is not gonna do the trick. Yeah, look at this. That's McFarlane for you. Look at that tail. So, yeah. Got any ideas how to get this bad boy on and stay? Let me know. Because it is a beautiful piece. It's beautiful. But yeah, I can't have an alien with no tail. Light fixture I picked up from somebody at one of the horror conventions, and I love the piece. It's bright, like it's a bright red light. It shines through the holes of his mask. But yeah, represents Friday the 13th super well. This shelf is kind of a shelf in works, but it's it's a little bit random. I've got some of my spawns. I do not play God of War. I'm not a gamer, but I do love the look of Kratos. What can I say? So I got some Kratos things. I'm telling you, and that's how I do it, guys. Like, it might not be that there could be a Marvel character I've never seen the film, but if I love it, come across his figure and it speaks to me, I think it's badass, I'll pick it up. But yeah, I just don't want anybody to be mistaken. I am not a gamer, but I love the look of Kratos. This is actually a hockey mask, or Casey Jones mask, that was, who painted that? And this is it's painted up like the version of Danny Filth, the lead singer of Cradle of Filth. I'm just a fan of them. And this was done by Maniac Mask. They had the Casey Jones mask. I asked them if they could do it, in that painting style, and they killed it. Knocked it out of the park. That's what that is. And I have another one here. I'll just go ahead and show. Is the same painting style. So I'm just a big fan of that Cradle of Filth painting style. And this one is this is a mask done by Die, Rise, Kill Studios. And they had this sculpt, but it was kind of done up like a Joker. I think the hair was like blue and red, and it looked kind of like Jokerish. And I just reached out to them, asked them if they could change it to this paint style, and they were happy to accommodate, and they knocked it out of the park. I love that mask. And let's see here. These are some little square. This guy was amazing, but I don't see him on here anymore. He was on Etsy. These things, you could pick them up for about 40, 50 bucks. They all have a light. Like, you take this is like, and I think you'll just stick it in here. And yeah, they all have a light. I just loved them. They're very cool. Small, didn't take up a lot of space, but they're just cool. But I was wanting to get a couple more and kind of keep that going, but I don't see that he's on there anymore. So that kind of sucks. If anybody does run across anything like this or see where this gentleman Sometimes they move over to sell on Instagram or something like that. But yeah, if you guys, anybody out there knows, let me know for sure. Let's see. Down here is actually going to be.
Well, hold on one second, Matt. I
Yeah,
think you're
buddy.
missing one very important.
Oh, okay. I was going to go back to it, but I got you. I got you. We could do that. I'm kind of bouncing back a lot, aren't I?
Yeah, he's just in front of that
All right.
other thing.
He
So.
sure is. He's a big dude. This is one of my favorite busts. And this is also done by Brian Leonard. And yeah, check this out, guys. Yeah, get that mask. This piece is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the most screen accurate life-size busts of, the Part 3 Jason that I have ever seen. But he's been amazing, and you see why he was dangerous for me to ever be in contact with. Like, I've already got something I want him to start working on for me. Let's see. And he is, yeah, and I didn't want to say it right. Yeah, wrong. That's Boogeyman Studios. I get bumping the night in Boogeyman. This is Boogeyman Studios. But that's Brian Leonard, guys. Ready for the mask to come off? Show this handsome fella. So freaking cool. Look at that. Look at that. Just give it one more. Look at that. God, a face only a mother could love. Whew. But that is awesome. That's the kind of stuff this guy is producing. And Brian, just again, thank you very much, my friend. We'll be working on a lot more projects in the future, for sure. Down below him is that's the Sideshow Pennywise, a very, very solid figure there. I said Sideshow. That's actually a Hot Toys. I apologize. That's a Hot Toys. Is who did that one? Yeah. And I think I was over here, right?
Yep.
This piece here. Oh yeah. Did I show the other Halloween knives display, or did you catch it in the film? If not,
I want to go back to it.
Okay. Let's go over and I'll show you guys this one. So these are all real metal knives. All real metal knives. And the people who did this, I can't remember for the life of me, but I always see them at Horror Hound and Scarefest, actually. But they do these nice displays. I've seen them do Scream with like the Scream knives. I've seen them do Halloween kills with the bulb, the glass bulb he stabs the lady in the neck with. But they're thick, they're made well. It's always a real blade weapon. But I absolutely love these pieces. And this is I wanted to show you this one because this is their Halloween 1. It's got a couple scenes from the film in there. And then we'll go back to where we were, and this will be their Rob Zombie Halloween version. So, yeah, sorry about that, guys. There's always something we miss. This is the Rob Zombie version, another, real blade. They're just beautiful, beautiful displays. And I want to say this is all wood, like it's made out of wood. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. But they, like I said, they do Scream. I've seen them do some Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, where they'll have like Freddy's glove and stuff. Different price ranges, but none of it's all very reasonable. All very reasonable. This piece here, I actually just didn't have the time, but I want to hang it right in that corner by Pumpkinhead. I thought it would fit right nicely over there. So once I get around to it, I'll do that. This was another Christmas gift from my wonderful, wonderful parents. And I absolutely love this piece. It's got a light up feature. Let me see if I can turn this baby on. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Simple shadow box. That's an older McFarlane figure in there, but they added the gate, the crow, the pumpkins, and it's awesome. I freaking love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to try to hang that very soon. So where this is sitting right now is actually going to be I have a 1/4 scale Sabretooth coming. And it'll be from the same gentleman who did the Doro. I can't wait, guys. I think it's literally like on its way here now. So Sabretooth is going to go here. I've got my little, Wolverines I'm going to put on the side. So that is where Sabretooth is going, and hopefully he'll be able to be in the next collection video for sure. All right. This was a gift from my I'll knock Myers down. This was from my wonderful, beautiful girlfriend Lydia. I'll show you guys this here, Tristan. I've had my eye on this for a while. I love figures that are from the movies. I love figures that are from the movie. You have a lot of figures that are from, like, say, the game or, this, that, and the other, the cartoon. I love them from the movie. And that's exactly what this is. This is basically every Batman from all the films. And I was actually just talking with Tristan before the show. Hopefully they'll do a Joker version. But Lydia, thank you so much. I love you and I love this piece. But that is, so you've got Michael Keaton there. You've got Val Kilmer here. And then George Clooney from Batman and Robin.
Bat nipples and all.
Bat nipples and all, yes. You got Christian Bale, one of my favorite Batmans. You got Batfleck, Ben Affleck. You've got Robert Pattinson. It comes with some display stands. It actually comes with the bat symbol. I think that is dope. But love this piece. Love this piece. Thank you, Lydia. And I'm so glad I was able to add that to my collection. Go ahead and put this back, or I never will. But yeah, they need to do a Joker, man. Get us all of our, get us our Heath Ledger and our Jared Leto, all that. But maybe I could do something and put that box on this side or something like that. This is just a piece I picked up. I'm not sure where, but I'm a fan of, like, pencil drawings done very well, and I just love that piece. But I can't tell you for the life of me who that was by. So moving on, we kind of start going into, this is my Batman section here, where I need to get the tumbler over here. But just a lot of random figures. And I used to have them, they were all spread out, but I've been trying to make some more room. So I've condensed them, and I was able to open up these shelves quite a bit. So yeah, it's a lot of McFarlane's, NECA's. I believe mostly McFarlane's, because he's really doing most of the DC stuff right now. Now I know these are McFarlane's, these bigger ones. These are like his 1/6 scale statues that he does. But yeah, fan of Batman, guys. I'm a fan of Batman. This is my new Terrifier popcorn bucket that I'm actually going to use for a random candy bowl. But absolutely beautiful. And this was done by my friends, again, at Horror FX, Ford FX. I'm sorry. But, like, dude, it's like the demon version where his eyes are white. But she killed it for me. She absolutely killed it. Thank you, guys. And I absolutely love this. This one here is a lichen from Underworld. And this is an older piece, guys. It's a vinyl statue that was done by Star Ace. I absolutely love it, and I'm dying to get the Marcus. And this is the deluxe version, so you can get them by themselves, or the deluxe version basically gives you like the nice display stand with the Underworld. And since I truly wouldn't care, but since the Lycan is the deluxe version, I feel like I need to get Marcus in the deluxe version. But they're not very cheap. I think they're a little bit older, so, some of the older classic stuff, the price goes up. So I just kind of keep waiting to pull that trigger, or I'm trying to find him at the best price I can. I might just have to suck it up and pay whatever, but, for the Marcus, I think you can spend $350, $400. So I definitely do want Marcus, but it'll come eventually. So going let's see here. This is a pretty basic mask. I want to say that I picked up. I think actually I got Walmart or something. It's like their deluxe or but I liked it. I got it out and I was like, I think it was like 50 bucks maybe. Nothing super special. I would like to upgrade my Batman cowl, and I definitely would. And then some I've bought some and just like kind of done my own little paint job. I did one that I kind of painted up a Joker style, and I gave that to one of my good friends, Tim. So hopefully he liked that. I'm always looking for cowls or something about it. I like painting them up Joker style. This is a canvas. Heath Ledger is my favorite. He's my personal favorite Joker, and I like most of them. I'm not a big fan of the Heath Ledger, or I'm sorry, the Jared Leto. Yeah, not a big fan of the Jared Leto. But I like most of the Jokers. I like the Joaquin Phoenix. I really wish they wouldn't have made the second a musical, but is what it is. Is what it is. Beautiful Exorcist print. I love that. Like this is the classic scene with her. Like, look, I love that print. I love that print. This is one of my favorite tables, guys. This is one of my favorite tables. This was my first sideshow statue ever, and I think it speaks for itself why it kind of got me hooked on. Really, it got me. I mean, I always liked Batman, Joker stuff, but after I bought this bad boy, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a Batman collector now. It's still to this day one of my favorite statues. And then not too long ago, I was able to run into this at the toy department for a very, very reasonable price. To where I almost even thought when I got home, and I was like, I'm going to take this out and he's going to be missing an arm or something. But he's not. He's fully intact. And I'm so glad I was able to pick that up and get them together. This is a 1/4 scale Heath Ledger. And that one is done by, it's very random. I hadn't heard of them before, but I'll try to get back to you guys on that. But it's beautiful. Cloth, it's a mixed media, figure. It captures the look of Heath Ledger beautifully. Love that one. And this is a Hot Toys of Christian Bale from The Dark Knight. So yeah, I absolutely love my I love my Batman table. And in the middle here, I don't know if you saw it, Tristan, but I want to actually get this on. But this is the Predator biohelmet switch out head that can go on that'll go on the Predator statue. And it's tedious. I'm always worried I'm going to break something, but I want to get the masked version on. So right now it's just kind of hidden here, but that's what that is. These masks here, most of these are from Satan Ale Arts. That's Satan Ale Arts. He's on Etsy. All of them, I've asked him to do something a little different to suit my taste, and he's been more than happy to do so, and he always knocks it out of the park. I just love his work. This is his Joker. This is his Jin from League of Legends. Another Cradle of Filth style mask. I guess I can't get enough of that look. This is a very basic. It does the job, but it's a very, very simple Celtic Predator biomask that I want to say I picked up for like 40, 50 bucks. Because some of those masks, you can really spend a high amount on those, which I might go down that road, but we'll see. But for just a mask, I guess I'd rather, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'd rather a full-size statue, like a Marquette or something like that. But for now, it does the trick, does the job. Got some. This is my one of my only Slipknot mask. I am a Slipknot fan, but I can't say I'm a fanatic. I dig their music, and I do have a Corey Taylor mask on the way. I definitely want a Corey Taylor mask, so I have that in the works. It'll be his the original with the dreadlocks, and I've kind of asked him to do a few things different to the face for my personal liking, but that should be on the way. And this I want to say is Mr. Jim Root, and I want to say he's the bassist, but I'm not I'm not a, Slipknot know-it-all by any means, but that's my one mask I have currently. This is a picture I picked up from an older gentleman who has since passed. He was amazing. He did custom framing there at Trader's World, reasonably priced. It's glass and wood. They're durable. They're beautiful. It's a low price point. I really miss him being around. He had some great stuff. He really did. The nun picture I picked up off Etsy. Can't remember exactly the company I got that, but I'm so happy with it. It looks like it is straight out of the film, and I want to say it was around $100, nothing too crazy, but spot on. And then I got some horror pillows pretty much all over hell from a friend of mine, Teresa, who is also at Trader's World. Teresa, love your stuff. Wonderful woman. And if you get a chance, you want some home horror decor, check out Teresa at Trader's World. But let's see here. Am I missing anything, Tristan? So I've been known to do that.
A few small pieces here and there, but
Yeah, that piece,
nothing crazy.
that piece there, I'm kind of unsure what to do with. That's a Mezco Evil Ash in the middle up there. And the small Jason mask was a gentleman he usually comes to Horror Hound, and he does them all in like a mini version. They're super cool, but that's the only one I have. I'd like to get a couple more. He does one where it's like a big plaque and you can get them all from all the films. But it's a little bit pricey, but I'd like to pick that up. And then on top here, did I go through these at all? Got some older McFarlanes up there from the movie Maniacs line. You got Norman Bates. You've got the Djinn from Wishmaster. And this is a newer figure rest in peace, Tony Todd, guys. Rest in peace, Tony Todd. It's a shame we lost him. But what a horror icon. And this is Trick or Treat's 1/12 scale Candyman. Solid figure, heavy, and dude, it represents Candyman like no other. But I love that. Yeah. So, did you have any questions for me, Tristan, or do you know anything that I need to go over that I missed? I know I make mistakes. It's late. I'm a little tired, but
I don't think so. I think that about sums it
Did
up.
you want a top 5?
Give us a quick top 5, why don't you?
Okay. If I had a quick top 5 for my personal collection.
In no particular
Okay,
order.
I was just going to say, Reagan makes my top 5. Predator right next to her makes my top 5. I gotta say Mikey over here makes my top 5. Jason makes my top 5. Got you going all over. So that's 4, right?
Yeah, that's 4. One more.
Man. You know what I'm going to go with?
Grand finale.
You know what I'm going to go with?
And you get Batman.
I'm going to go with Batman.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to go with the Batman sideshow. Now that could change. That could change in a second. But on the spot, man, I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to finish off here, man. Guys, thank you so much for allowing me to show you my collection. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you found some pieces that were maybe inspiring, or and if you, like I said, anytime you can give me ideas on how to display it better, I'm welcome to that. I do not claim to be the best at this. I've actually only been collecting now for about 5 years, so I still consider myself fairly new, but I absolutely love it, man. I love working the shop. I love meeting people from the horror community. And again, I am Mad Matt with Mad Matt's Mask. If you guys ever get out, if you're around the area, if you get out to Monroe, Ohio, come to Trader's World, come see us. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram, where we're constantly posting, new stuff that we have and everything. But I'm going to have we're going to get some more videos together that are going to be shorter. I'm going to make sure I'm a little bit better awake and I'm a little sharper. So, with that said, thank you guys so much. And feel free to leave any comments. I love you guys. Take care.